The small cafe at the edge of the galactic trade station hummed with the usual afternoon crowd. Humans, Centauri traders, and a few scattered species filled the worn booths, sipping synthetic coffee and discussing freight routes. Knox sat alone at the corner table, his calloused hands wrapped around a chipped mug, eyes distant. He was a repair technician, nothing fancy, just a human who fixed broken things. Androids, nav systems, whatever paid enough to keep his ship fueled. Most species considered human engineers adequate at best, the technology centuries behind the Federation standard. But Knox had a reputation for fixing the unfixable, for understanding machines in ways that transcended programming. The door chimed, and a hush fell over the cafe. She stood in the doorway, scales shimmering iridescent purple in the artificial light. Alexa was unmistakably Draconi, one of the ancient dragon species that had ruled star systems before humanity even discovered fire. Her horns curved elegantly back from her temples, and her tail swished nervously behind her, disturbing the carefully neutral air. But it wasn't her species that caused the silence. It was the tears streaming down her scaled cheeks. Draconi didn't cry. Everyone knew that. Their emotional control was legendary, their pride unshakable. Yet here she was, clutching something to her chest, her golden eyes scanning the room with desperate hope until they landed on Knox. She moved through the cafe like a ship through debris, carefully, as if one wrong move would shatter her completely. The other patrons quickly found their drinks fascinating. "Mr. Human," she said, her voice carrying the harmonics unique to her species, though it cracked around the edges. "They said you fix things. Things no one else can fix." Knox straightened, surprised to be addressed so directly. "I do repairs, yes." "What, please?" She placed the object on his table with reverence. It was a small robot, no larger than a human hand. Dragon-forged, clearly ancient, its metallic scales designed to mimic Draconi hide. One wing hung at an odd angle, and its optical sensors were dark. "Please fix my robot." Double quotes. Knox reached for it carefully, noting the craftsmanship. Dragon technology was rare, jealously guarded. This piece was extraordinary, not just functional, but art. "What happened?" Alexa's tail coiled around her leg, a self-comforting gesture. "Papa made it. Before he passed. He said if I ever needed him, I should look at the robot and remember." Her voice dropped to a whisper. "But I dropped it last week, and now it won't wake up, and I can't hear his voice anymore." Knox felt something twist in his chest. He'd lost his own father years ago, understood the weight of final gifts. "Sit down," he said gently. "Let me take a look." She sat, wings folding tight against her back, making herself smaller, an impossible feat for a species that averaged 7 feet tall. Knox pulled out his diagnostic tools, archaic by Federation standards, but reliable. He worked in silence, aware of Alexa's golden eyes tracking his every movement. The cafe's noise gradually returned to normal levels, though several patrons still watched surreptitiously. "Your father was a master craftsman," Knox said after several minutes. "This isn't just a robot. It's a memory storage device, holographic projector, an AI companion, all integrated into a form no bigger than my palm. The power core alone," he whistled softly. "I've never seen anything like it. Papa was chief engineer of the homeworld fleet," Alexa said quietly. "Before the war, before everything changed." Knox knew about that war. Everyone did. The Draconi had lost almost everything, their empire reduced to scattered survivors. He looked at the young dragon before him. She couldn't be more than 20 standard years, and saw the weight of inherited grief. "The good news," Knox said, "is that the core systems are intact. The fall damaged the neural pathways, but they can be rewired. The bad news is that dragon circuitry doesn't follow conventional logic. I'll need to understand your father's thinking to fix this properly." "How do you do that?" Alexa leaned forward, hope flickering in her eyes. "You tell me about him. Everything you remember." Engineers put themselves into their work, their patterns, their priorities, their love. Knox smiled slightly. "Your papa built this for you. To fix it, I need to know what he wanted you to remember." So Alexa talked. She spoke of a father who sang in harmonics while he worked, who taught her to see beauty in equations, who believed that technology should serve love rather than war. She described his laugh, his impossible standards, his gentle hands that could craft miracles from metal and light. Knox listened and worked, his fingers moving with increasing confidence as he understood the pattern. He rerouted circuits, replaced a damaged crystal matrix, recalibrated the power distribution. 3 hours passed like minutes. Papa always said, Alexa murmured, that humans had something special. Not advanced technology, but heart. He said you built with hope. Even when logic suggested surrender, Knox paused, then smiled sadly. We're stubborn that way. Finally, as the cafe's evening shift began, Knox made the last connection. The robot's optical sensors flickered, then glowed steady blue. Its wings extended with a soft whir, perfectly balanced. Then it projected a hologram, a massive draconian male with kind eyes and laugh lines around his muzzle. My little star, the hologram said in deep, warm harmonics. If you're hearing this, I'm gone. But I'm still here, in every circuit, every memory stored in this little dragon. When you're lonely, talk to him. When you're scared, hold him close. And remember, you are my greatest creation. I love you, always. Alexa made a sound Knox had never heard, from a draconian, a keening cry of pure grief and joy mixed together. She clutched the robot to her chest as her father's voice continued, sharing memories and jokes and endless love. Knox quietly packed his tools, giving her privacy. When he stood to leave, Alexa caught his hand, her scales warm, her grip surprisingly gentle for a species known for strength. Thank you, Mr. Human, she whispered. You didn't just fix my robot. You brought my papa home. Knox squeezed her hand gently. That's what we do. We fix things. And sometimes, if we're lucky, we fix hearts too. He left payment for both their drinks and walked out into the station's artificial twilight, carrying with him the image of a dragon girl reunited with her father's love. One more broken thing made whole by human hands and stubborn hope.